We'll start this class with some mudras, starting with sun and moon mudra. The heels of the hands pressed together, one fingertips pointing up, the other set pointing down, and you really plug the hands together. And then try to square your shoulders again. That's the challenging part. And from this sun and moon mudra, all you're going to do is take the same exact mudra, but switch it so the other hand points up. So you just swivel the hands right at the base of the hand. And then from there, Hakini Mudra, almost like a prayer, but only the fingertips are touching. There's space in between the hands. It's the mudra for concentration. So we'll flow through those a few times. Sun and Moon Mudra. One hand points up, one points down. Swivel your sun and moon so the opposite hand points up. Feel how the hands just fit so perfectly into each other. And then Hakini Mudra, encouraging the two hemispheres of the brain to come together, work together. Again, sun and moon mudra, pressing the hands to each other, trying to keep the fingers as straight as possible. Swiveling your sun and moon. And from there, coming into Hakini, fingertips touching. Release your mudras, drop the hands behind you. Take your feet to the floor in front of you, upside down tabletop. Stretch your heart and hips to the sky. Let a big exhale out. Allow the space around your heart to soften as you settle your hips back down. You can cross the legs in front of you, take your palms to your knees, and start to circle your spine like you're stirring a giant pot. We just had a total solar eclipse in this country, pretty wild, that something as tiny as the moon can completely blot out something as massive as the sun. Keep circling around as if you're stirring the giant cosmos up in the sky. As you stir, you feel all the stars start to light up, all the planets inside you start to spin. You're going the other direction now if you haven't changed yet. Take a few more circles and then just let it stop. You can swing your legs around behind you, stepping onto your hands and feet. Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. Plugging into the planet beneath you. Breathing in the same breath that the animals breathe, that the trees breathe. Even the butterflies share the same breath with you. And then take it slow as you walk your feet one step at a time along this amazing planet all the way up to the top of the mat. You're the only planet that has a total solar eclipse, the only planet that has just the right conditions, just the right atmosphere, just the right earth to stand on. Take a bow towards your legs, towards the earth, drop your head off. Really snuggle into yourself, let the whole spine just pour from the hips. And then with a deep bend in the knees, start to uncoil, rolling up to stand. Keep your feet a little wide, about as wide as the hips or more, and just swing your arms and torso from side to side. Your hands might tap the back of near your kidneys each time you swing. You can let the head swing a little bit too. And then coming to stillness, feeling that sweet spot as you quiet. Circle the arms out and up. Hakini Mudra, fingertips touch above you. Drizzle down into a squat. Watch the mudra as you come down. Take a moment in your squat. You can snuggle in there. You can walk the hands out, swivel from pinky toe edge of one foot to the other, just whatever feels good to help shake it out here. And then plant your palms and step your right leg way back into a lizard. Look forward, get a little wiggle on through that back foot. And then with a great big exhale, step it back into downward facing dog. Once you land there, then you can ride the wave forward into plank pose. And lower all the way to your belly, uncurl the toes, drop the forehead, stretch your arms out in the full pranam, the palms upturned towards the sky. You can say your prayers here, offer up your intentions. And then with your left hand pressed next to your chest, just push yourself into a supine twist. So pull the left knee up towards your chest, drop the left arm behind you, wring it out. Come back to your belly, head down, hands under the shoulders, cobra, and then tucking toes, downward facing dog. Walk it up 1 foot at a time until your feet meet your hands. Have the feet just a touch wider than the hips. Knees soft, head heavy, start to roll all the way up, finding that swinging again. So you just kind of swing from side to side. Let the head go. Imagine you're like Shiva with his big long dreadlocks that come all the way to his feet, and you can swing your dreadlocks out as if you're in a yoga mosh pit or at a yoga rave. And then let it settle. Feel that magic stillness. Circle the arms out and up as if you're holding the sky. Hakini mudra, fingertips touch. Watch the mudra as you descend into squat. And then from squat, you can wiggle around just a little bit more. Either do what you did before or do something different. Here I'm clasping hands around the back of the head, dragging it down. And then palms down so the left foot can step back, finding that lizard stretch, shifting a little bit of the weight forward and back. And from there, you can step on into your downward facing dog. It's a big, long breath in to stretch yourself forward into plank, and then the whole breath out to bring you down to the floor. Finding that full pranam, stretching it out. Maybe the palms turn down this time. Try that. Taking the same shape that so many spiritual seekers have taken for years. And then bring your right hand next to your chest. Pull the right knee up and take a twist, rolling towards the back of your heart. Drop the right arm behind you. Simple supine twist. We'll twist a lot today. Twists are always helpful in showing you what's not moving. Roll back to your center, cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet up, smooth steps one at a time until you land in that wide stance, top of the mat. Fold. Bend the knees, roll all the way up. Swing your dreadlocks side to side. Let those arms just be loose. Just really wing it around and then come to a stop. Arms scoop the air out and up. Fingertips touch Hakini mudra, slowly coming down into your squat. Let the hands descend. Step the right leg back, coming to your lizard. You can put the back knee down this time. You can even put your elbows down if you have the room. Let the head drop. And then from this lizard, let's add a little bit of a twist here. So coming up, stepping right back into one-legged down dog. The left toes to the sky, so you're twisting the hips. Open up that left hip, bending the knee, dropping the left foot behind your back as if it's melting towards your right shoulder blade. And then square yourself off. One-legged vinyasa. Shift into one-legged plank and then lower. Drop the foot up dog and roll back downward facing dog. This time you can hop or walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Make sure they're set up nice and wide as you fold. Bend the knees to roll all the way up. Swing your arms and torso side to side. Keep some softness in the knees and then come to a stop. Feel the center. Arms scoop out and up. Hakini mudra lowers down until you find that squat again. Lower your palms to the floor, step your left leg back. Low lizard now, the back knee coming down, and if possible, the elbows also coming down. You can always put them on a block here. And then coming up onto your palms, stepping back, one leg dog. So right foot reaches for the sky. The knee bends and you just open up that hip, feel your way around. You can make some circles with it and then square off and take your one-legged vinyasa, landing back in downward facing dog. From down dog, you can either walk your way forward or you can bend your knees and take a hop all the way up to the top of the mat. Folding as you get there, feet wide, knees soft, roll up. Last time, just a couple of swings side to side, loosey-goosey like, and then landing in the center, feeling the dust settle. Arms carrying the sky out and up, fingertips touch. Hakini Mudra comes down into squat. Drop your palms, step your right leg back. You can put the forearm down, the right one, and reach with the left hand for your back foot. No worries if you can't reach the back foot or if you can't put the forearm down. Just some version of a lizard and a twist here, something to open up the hips and to start spiraling you. And then stepping into your one-legged dog, the left foot flying up into the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, and go ahead and flip your dog over this time. Come into Wild Thing if it's in your practice. Arching like the sweetest rainbow after a storm. From there, coming around, taking your vinyasa, either one-legged or simple. You can do 2 legs, that works fine too. And you land in downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, hop to the top of the mat, fold, roll all the way up to stand. Swing it a few times. Settle in the center of it all. Find stillness. Arms reach out and up, fingertips touch, and you slowly drip down into your squat, landing, and then drop your palms and step your left foot back. Lizard with a twist, so you can put your left forearm down if there's room. The right hand can come to your right thigh or even to the back foot. Turn your heart towards the sky. Allow the tailbone to be nice and heavy. And as you turn your way back to center, take that one-leg dog with the right foot tasting the clouds. You can bend the knee, open the hip, and flip your dog over. Turn yourself inside out, or even stay right where you are. When you come back around, take your vinyasa one-legged or simple, meeting in downward facing dog. This downward facing dog, you'll get ready to hop or walk your way up to the top of the mat. If you want to try hopping up almost towards a handstand, like little donkey kicks, kicking your heels towards your butt, you can do that. And then land in a squat. So however you get there is great. Top of the mat, hands pressing together in prayer at the heart. From there, you can take a crow pose. Bring your big toes to touch. Plant your arms like chaturanga. Bring your shins to your back upper arms, look forward, lean forward, and then hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your right foot up behind you, high up into the air. Step it forward between the hands, anchor the back heel, and climb up into Warrior One. Let that back leg really help lift you up. From Warrior One, interlace your hands behind your back, puff your heart up and come onto the ball of the back foot. Warrior Three. And Warrior Three is going to turn into toppling tree as the upper body tips down and the left toes reach for the sky more and more. Eventually drop your 2 hands down so you can fold into standing split. And then spiral your top knee behind your front leg, seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right hand behind you, left arm reaches up, big inhale, and then twisting towards the right, hooking the left elbow over the right knee if that's available to you. Spiraling around that still center point. As you release your twist, you'll slowly spiral back to the front and step the top leg back, followed by the bottom one, plank pose into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, up dog, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Sail your left foot up into the sky and then take a great step forward. Warrior One, rising mighty and courageous from the roots of that back foot, that strong back leg. Clasp your hands behind your back. Charge the heart up. Lift the back heel. And plunge forward into your warrior three. Stretching the crown of the head away from the back toes. And then start to tilt the upper body down. Head towards your left shin. Arms reaching up and over the head. Clasped as long as you can. Until eventually hands come to the floor and you fold a little deeper into the standing split. From there, tucking the right knee behind your standing leg to sit for your seated spinal twist. Step on your left foot, reach your right arm up and breathe like you're opening all the windows in your body. As you exhale, twist to the left, either hug the knee or hook the right elbow across it. Breathe yourself into elongation. Inhale, feel your spinal column rise. Exhale, draw the navel gently back as you twist. Inhale, smile wide across the collarbones. Exhale, anchor yourself and twist. Unravel, step back, plank pose. Lowering chaturanga, inhale, up dog, and rolling back into your downward facing dog from there. Then we're going to take that little sequence and build on it, create a beautiful dance together. Lift your right foot up to the sky. Send it between the hands for warrior one. And from warrior one, coming right into that toppling tree, clasping the hands behind you, lifting the back heel, pitch forward, dip your heart down as your left toes reach up, up, up. Maybe you can keep the hands clasped as you come into your seated spinal twist. Takes a little extra focus. And then twisting right hand behind you, left arm up and over. If you want to add on here, you can take your left hand to the front of your right ankle, and your right hand can swim around behind your back and try to grab hold of a piece of your pants or shirt or even your inner thigh on that left leg. You can always go back to the simpler version. And then turning this right into a sideways Janu Shirshasana, take the right leg and open it towards the back of your mat. And then you're going to tip sideways, so the left arm stretching alongside your ear, arch in a side bend over that right leg, scooping the right ribs and belly underneath you to splash your heart towards the sky. Rising up on an inhale, stargazer, left hand behind left hip, send your pelvis high, reach the right arm back behind your head. And then on an exhale, empty your hips back down to the floor. Turn all the way towards the back of your mat and wrap your left knee over your right knee. Bend your right knee if you have the room. Gomukhasana legs. So you can fold forward over your stacked knees. Always modify if you need to. You can keep the bottom leg straight, just the top knee bent in half. And then rising up, looking forward, you can roll over, cross knees, jump back chaturanga, or any way you get back to downward dog is just fine. You're facing the other way this time still. So lifting left leg up to the sky, stepping forward into your warrior one, anchoring well to rise up, heart like the sunrise. And then clasping your hands behind you for Patan Vrikshasana, the toppling tree. Pour your weight forward into that left foot. Send your right leg up to the sky. Try to keep the hands interlaced if you can as you tilt, tilt, tilt down with the heart and up with the toes. And then Ardha Matsyendrasana, snaking that right leg behind the standing leg so that you can sit down with as much control as possible. As the left hand comes behind you, the right arm reaches up and you twist. So you can keep it simple, or the right hand can reach down for the front of the left ankle, and the left arm can reach around behind your back towards the hip crease. This one turns into your Janu Shirshasana setup, wide, the right knee out to the side, the left leg straight towards the front of the mat, and reach that right arm up and over your ear, the left hand crawling along the inseam of your left leg, stretching both sides of the waist really long as your heart shines open. Come on up for Stargazer, right hand behind you, left arm stretches overhead, tip into a little back bend. And then come on down, turn back towards the front of the mat now. Gomukhasana, right knee over left knee. Bend the left knee if you can. And then fold yourself forward. You're trying to keep as much weight on both sitting bones as possible here. So see if one feels lighter. Can you plug it in a little bit deeper? As you come out of this one, it's up to you. If you want to just roll over your crossed knees and take a jump back into your chaturanga, you can, or just keep it more simple for you. Coming back into your downward facing dog. One more round of these. Right leg up to the sky behind you. Step it into your warrior one. Such a sweet, familiar shape. And then toppling tree, clasping those hands as you dive the heart forward, trying to kiss your right shin. Reach your left toes up like they're feeling their way into the clouds. Seated spinal twist, tuck the left knee behind you as you come down for your Ardha Matsyendrasana. Right hand behind your back, left arm up. If you want to go deeper, this time you can bind it. Thread the left arm underneath your right thigh and reach around behind with the right hand to clasp. As you release this one, it's going to turn into that wide Janu Shirshasana. So as you unravel, you can open your right leg towards the back of the mat. Stretch yourself sideways over it. Imagine one day laying the back of your spine on the top of your right thigh. You spiral so much. And then rising up, stargazer, left hand behind you. Send your hips to the sky. Pour the heart back in space. Gently come on down, touch the earth, cross left knee over right at the back of the mat. Now Gomukhasana, bend the right knee as well. And fold yourself forward if there's room, or stay upright if that's what you need. From Gomukhasana, you're going to turn towards your left foot and spin all the way to face the other side of the mat into a wide-legged forward fold, almost like a little breakdancing move. So you're facing the front of the mat again. Feet are just wider than your mat. Folding forward, drop the left hand under your nose, raise the right arm up, and take a twist here, a wide forward fold twist. Try to keep the pelvis really steady and level. Drop the right hand under your nose. Stretch your left arm up to the sky. Stack your shoulders. Keep your hips square. Twist. And we're going to get really funky and fun here with the transitions. Bring the left hand down. Try to get the top of your head to the floor. So if that means that you need to walk yourself forward a little more, you can. You can even come onto tiptoes. And then tuck and roll a somersault right into a seated wide-legged fold position. Stretch through the backs of the knees. Walk your hands out and take a bow. Upavishta Konasana. Coming up from there, scoop the knees in towards your chest. You can cross your shins, jump back chaturanga, or do a simple step back into downward facing dog. Here we go, other side. From down dog, lift your left foot up into the sky. Smooth as silk, step it up between the hands, rising into your warrior one. Gather up the hands and the interlace behind you. Patan Vrikshasana, lunging forward onto that left foot for your toppling tree. Interlacing those hands if you can still as you climb into your seated spinal twist, tucking right knee behind left to sit down on the earth. Raise that right arm up. Breathe in, open all the windows in your body. And then twisting to the left, you can wrap it up and make a bind here or keep it simple. as you unwrap this one, you can release the bind. If you have it, open your left leg towards the back of the mat for this wide Janu position. Parshva Janu Shirshasana. Right arm stretching alongside the ear. Up and over you go. Coming up into your stargazer, right hand behind you, left arm stretches high, breathing spaciously, and then sit down. Gomukhasana towards the back of the mat, stacking the knees, getting the sitting bones anchored, stretching your heart forward and letting that head drop. That's an important part of it, to really let the head go. And here's our little break dance move. As you come on up slowly, you're going to start to walk your hands around to the left. Press into your right foot. Use that to help you spin around to face the other side of the mat in your wide-legged fold. You can take a headstand practice this time if you got one, interlacing your hands. Headstand A, supported. Raising the legs, starting in a split. Stretch the legs to opposite sides of the room in your headstand. If you're not headstanding, you can just hang out in the forward fold. That's great. And then if you want to add on to the headstand, stretch both legs up to the sky and split them so that your right foot comes so where you can see it in front of your face and the left foot goes behind you. And then begin to turn your hips towards the left so that the right leg comes across the body and over to the other side. Try to keep the base stable as you spin from the navel as much as you can, and then you can come back to center. Stretch two legs straight up into the air. Take your time. And then you'll go the other way, so the left leg comes down in front of the face. The right leg goes behind you. And you twist towards the right this time. The left foot coming across the body, over towards your right arm, right side. Bringing it back to center eventually with two straight legs stretching up into the air. And you'll make your way right back into that wide-legged forward fold. And if you were hanging out there the whole time, awesome. We'll try that tuck and roll again. So hands on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Bring the top of your head all the way down to the floor. And use your hands like brakes. You can walk them out a little further in front of the head so they can be like brakes to help you roll slowly down into your seated wide-legged fold. From there, coming up, scoop the knees in, come down onto your back. Get ready for bridge pose. Feet under the knees, hip width apart, palms by your side. Raise the pelvis. Clasp your hands beneath you. Allow your heart to blossom open as your feet anchor down. Shin bones hug back and tailbone climbs upward towards the sky. After one more giant inhale, you can release your arms and slowly start to pour the spine back down into the earth like you're pouring water from a pitcher into the soil of the planet. The knees can knock together, hands come rest on your body somewhere. The belly and the heart is always nice. And if you're ready, you can take a full wheel this time. Otherwise, stick with the bridge, which we just did. Either way, you're doing it slowly and you're really focusing on where you're anchored to the earth and how that helps you to melt open. Imagine all your chakras like planets inside of you spinning and lighting up. Come down super duper slow, feet wide, knees fall together, hands placed upon your own body so that you can feel, you can have an actual felt sensation, tactile sensation of your breath moving. And one more back bend. If you need to just do it in your mind, that's always fine. Otherwise, take another bridge or a wheel. Stretch the breath even longer in this one. And when you come down even slower. Rest your hands upon your body. Quiet your breath. Feel the parts of you touching the earth, let them melt down. And take your right leg, bring it in and up towards the sky. Clasp your hands behind it somewhere, anywhere, and stretch your left leg out along the ground. If you can reach the right big toe, go for it. If not, no worries. Open the right leg out to the right side, placing your left hand on top of the left thigh or on the hip to keep you grounded. So the right leg stretches wide like a smile to the right side. One more breath here. And then bring that leg really slowly back up into the air and change hands. So left hand to pinky toe edge of the right foot. If you can't reach, no problem. Just bend your right knee and left hand to right knee. Take a supine twist, drop the leg over to the left. And you can add on here, bending the bottom knee, reaching with the right hand to hold the bottom foot for cat pulling its tail. At the back of your heart, melt towards the floor. Try to move that bottom knee. If you're holding that foot, try to move the knee to point straight ahead towards the front of your mat. Slowly releasing, stretching out onto your back. You can bring your left knee in and stretch your left toes up to the sky. Hold on anywhere behind that left leg and straighten your right leg out along the earth. Not going so much for mega stretch here, but just trying to feel the integrity of the sacrum and pelvis. And then left hand to left big toe or anywhere you can hold on the leg or the pants as you open the leg out to the left and keep your right leg super grounded. Carry that leg back up towards the sky. Switch, so you're either bending the left knee, holding the knee in your right hand, or keeping it straight, holding the pinky edge of the foot in your right hand. And if you're reached for the bottom foot on the other side, try to do that here. Cat pulling its tail, or even a simple supine twist is fine. Practicing with ease, practicing with joy. Breathing this breath that even the ladybugs, how could you not be joyful when you think that even the ladybugs are breathing the same breath as us, that we all share this web of interconnectedness. Release slowly, roll back onto your back. Take a deep breath in and out, just settle for a moment. And then you can rock back into a plow, clasping hands, taking the shoulders underneath you, and from plow come into shoulder stand, hands to your low back and legs up to the sky. The more you do shoulder stand, the longer you stay, the more the benefit increases. If you look in Light on Yoga at the list of benefits to this one, it's almost pages long. It's incredible how beneficial this is for your body, the mother of all the asanas. So stay for a few more moments if you can. And then you can lower the legs into plow again, dropping them overhead. Keep your hands on your back or interlace them behind you. From plow, stretch your legs open into a wide straddle, kind of like we did when we were sitting. And then walk your left foot over to your right foot. So both legs are on the right side of the head, and bend your knees if you can, the knees coming down around the outside of your right temple, a little revolved halasana, revolved karnapidasana. And then stretch your legs out, swing them open wide again, and this time take the right foot over to meet the left foot. And if you have the room, you can bend the knees a little bit or a lot, any bit is fine. Stretch the legs straight, open them wide, split them apart. And then slide them back together in the center. Bend your knees as you roll down. Drop your feet to the floor. Feet can be wide, knees kiss like a little prayer. Rock the head gently from side to side as if it's a piece of seaweed in the ocean. Stretch your legs out, let your arms open a little bit away from you, palms facing up. Giant inhale. Biggest letting go, exhale. Bones releasing into the earth, muscles falling off the bones. Shavasana, rest yourself deeply and well. Namaste.